Welcome to Audiobook 365 Stories.
It is 8 o'clock. You go to your wife's bedroom. The light is very bright. The maid and the cook are moving around the room. The furniture is covered with dresses and flowers. Some have been tried on and left there. The hairdresser is in the room. He is very good at his job. He is important, but he acts like he is not. You hear other servants coming and going. Some do their jobs well, and some don't. The room is very messy. It feels like a busy workshop where a beautiful lady is being made ready for the party. Your wife wants to be the most beautiful woman at the ball. Is she doing this for you, for herself, or for someone else? You don't think about this. You are uncomfortable in your fancy party clothes. You watch where you walk and think about talking business with a stockbroker, lawyer, or banker at the party. You do not want to visit them at their homes, so the party is a good place to talk. There is something funny that many men notice. When men are dressed and ready to go to a party, they don't like talking or answering questions. Before leaving, most husbands become quiet and think deeply. When they talk, they give short, serious answers. At this time, women can be annoying. They ask you for advice. They want to know how to hide the stem of a flower or how to make their scarf look better. They want compliments, and sometimes more than compliments. Even a young boy could understand why your wife asks these questions. But you know your wife very well. You have often joked about how perfect she is. So, you are a little harsh when you answer her honestly. This makes your wife, Caroline, ask you a hard question that all women, even those married for 20 years, fear. So, you don't like how I look? Now that she's asked, you give her a few small compliments. This is the best dress you've ever worn. I've never seen you look this good. Blue, pink, yellow, cherry, it all looks great on you. Your hairstyle is really unique. Everyone will admire you when you walk in. You won't just be the prettiest, you'll be the best dressed. They'll be jealous of your style. Beauty is a natural gift, but style is something to be proud of, like intelligence. Do you really think so? Are you serious, Adolphe? Your wife is flirting with you. She chooses this moment to ask what you really think about her friends. She also hints at how expensive her dress is, the one you admire so much. Nothing is too expensive to make you happy. She tells the cook to leave the room. Let's go, you say. She sends the maid away too, and after the hairdresser leaves, she starts turning around in front of the mirror, showing off her beauty. Let's go, you say again. You are in a hurry, she replies. She continues to show herself off with little moves, like a beautiful peach displayed in a fruit shop. But because you ate a big dinner, you only kiss her on the forehead. You don't feel like giving her more compliments. Caroline becomes serious. The carriage is waiting. Everyone in the house watches as Caroline leaves. She is like a masterpiece that everyone helped to create, and they all admire the final result. Your wife feels very happy with how she looks, but is also a bit upset with you. She goes proudly to the ball, just like a painting sent to a famous art gallery. But sadly, at the ball, she sees 50 women who are even more beautiful. They wear very expensive and unique dresses. What happens to paintings at the gallery also happens to your wife. Her dress looks plain next to another one that is similar but has brighter colors. Caroline feels unimportant and is barely noticed. When there are so many beautiful women in the room, people don't care as much about beauty anymore. Your wife becomes just one of the many women there. Her practiced smile doesn't work anymore among women who look so confident and elegant. She is completely ignored, and no one asks her to dance. She tries to look happy, but she is not. She hears people saying, "Madame Adolphe looks very tired tonight." Other women pretend to care about her, asking, "Are you feeling sick, and why aren't you dancing?" They say these things with fake kindness, but their words are really meant to hurt. They are mean enough to upset even a saint or make a monkey stop laughing. Meanwhile, you are playing cards or walking around, not knowing that your wife's feelings have been hurt over and over again. You walk up to her and whisper, "What's wrong?" "Order my carriage," she says. When your wife says "my carriage," it shows how your marriage has changed. For 2 years, she called it "my husband's carriage," the carriage, or our carriage. But now, she says, "my carriage." You are in the middle of a card game. You say someone wants to play against you again, or you need to win back your money. Adolphe, this is the moment when you are smart enough to agree and leave the table. But you don't order the carriage right away. Instead, you ask a friend to dance with your wife because you have started making little choices that will cause you trouble later. You slowly realize how useful it is to have a friend help in these situations. Finally, you order the carriage. Your wife gets in, very angry. She throws herself into a corner, hides her face with her hood, crosses her arms under her coat, and says nothing. Oh, husbands! You should know this. At this moment, you can still fix everything. When a man and woman are in love, they can make things better with one look. Yes, you could make her happy again. She only has you now. You have one more chance to win her back. But no, you make a big mistake and ask her, "What is wrong?" A husband should always know what is wrong with his wife, because a wife always knows what is not wrong. "I'm cold," she says. "The ball was amazing," you reply. Pooh! No important people were there. These days, people invite everyone in Paris to small places. There were women on the stairs, and their dresses were all ruined. My dress is ruined too. We had a good time, you say. Oh, you men just play your games, and that's all you care about. Once you are married, you don't care about your wives anymore, just like a lion doesn't care about art. You've changed so much. You were so happy and charming when we got there, you say. Oh, you men never understand women. I asked you to take me home, but you left me there. Don't you know that women never ask for anything without a reason? You are smart, but sometimes you act in strange ways, and I don't know what you are thinking. At this point, the argument gets worse. When you help your wife get out of the carriage, she feels cold and distant like a piece of wood. She says thank you in a way that makes you feel like you are just a servant. You didn't understand her before the ball, and now you still don't understand her. When she goes up the stairs, she runs ahead, leaving you behind. The fight is over. The chambermaid can see that your wife is upset with you. She gets short answers like no and yes, which are cold and harsh. She looks at you and says, Monsieur always does these things. Only you could have changed your wife's mood, but you didn't. Now, she wants to get back at you because you didn't understand her earlier. She goes to bed, and you are on your own. She lies on her side of the bed in an angry way. She wraps herself tightly in her nightgown, her blanket, and her nightcap, like a bundle of clothes ready to be shipped far away. She doesn't say good night, hello, dear, or even your name, Adolphe. It's like you don't exist. Just a few hours ago, your wife was playful and charming in the same room. Now, she is cold and heavy like a piece of metal. Even if you were as hot as the sun, you couldn't warm her up. She is like a cold, snowy mountain pretending to sleep. If she wanted, she could freeze you from head to toe. You ask her many times, what's wrong? But she answers like a serious meeting between countries, saying nothing is wrong. She says she is just tired and wants to sleep. The more you ask, the more she blocks you out. She builds invisible walls around herself, like sharp defenses. If you start to get upset, she might pretend to be dreaming. If you complain, you've already lost. Axiom: women are always ready to explain their strong points, but they want you to figure out their weak points by yourself. Caroline might tell you that she doesn't feel well, but when you fall asleep, she laughs to herself. She lies in bed, angry at you while you are peacefully sleeping.